So now, what is duty? Okay. Technically, whenever I have read Osho, he has always said that it's a dirty four-letter word because he feels that it's like, it's very like we all do it like this. I have to do it. No, that becomes a duty. And we also have a distaste about duty. So it is always nice that even if it is duty, you have to take it up and not that it was thrown on us. Like it is generally duty is something which is thrown on us by society, by family, by social and etc. And we feel what to do, it's my duty, I will do it. But there is no love in it, in the work, because it is duty, right? So this duty, that's why is not so great, but now let's understand. It is necessary in the study of karma yoga to know what duty is. If I have to do something, I must first know that it is my duty and then I can do it. Naturally, like I should be told or I should know that I have to do this, so I will do this. Otherwise, how I will know? So it's basically somebody telling you. The idea of duty again is different in different nations. Quran will say, that's what the Muslims will say, okay, this is our duty. And Hindus will say, okay, whatever is written in the Veda, that is our karma, that we have to do as per the Vedas. And of course, the Bible. We find that there are varied ideas of duty differing according to different states in life, different historical periods and different nations. Different states in life means depends on whether you are in grahastha, whether you are in which ashrama basically, depends on that. Different historical periods. Like even when we are reading this knowledge, okay, this is somewhere, I don't know exact date, but 18, maybe 95 or 98, somewhere before he passed away, 1900 to something he passed away. So this is last century. Understand that it's almost like so many years since this text was written. So then what do we understand? Different historical periods will have different duties also. Like earlier times, it was like women should not step out of that, what they call that, we have that at the entrance of the door, they have this parapet. Women should not step out of that without the permission of, earlier it was like that. At some point, before that, women were very bold. They were doing all the pujas, they were doing everything. Then in between this happened. Then again women are, so depending on historical periods, the duty will vary. Like earlier, it was king and queen. So if the king is going to fight, the queen will also follow, on the horse with all that. So depends. Now nobody needs to do that. Like somebody is going for the border war or something, the woman need not go. So it's all different periods and different nations have different duties. So then in each nation, like suppose you go to probably US, they will say that everybody has to serve in the army, at least for some time. But for Indians, there is no such rule. It is a choice if you want to serve in the army or not. Certain countries, it is compulsory that everybody has to serve for some time. So all these rules are different. The duties of each person will vary depending on which country, which state of life and historical period. So the term duty, like every other universal abstract term, is impossible clearly to define. He says it is impossible to define it because every 50 years it will change, every 10 years it will change. So then we can only get an idea of it by knowing its practical operations and results. So depending on how practical it is and what are the results, the duties are framed. Then when certain things occur before us, we have all a natural or trained impulse to act in a certain manner towards them. We have all noticed this. Like, suppose as a child, when somebody elder is coming in the house, you are trained that you have to touch their feet. So by default, you will do it. You know, it is not even a thought, it just happens. It's a trained impulse. Okay. We have here's a two. One is natural and one is trained. They're completely different. This is what, if you read my blog, I wrote essence and personality. Naturally, what you do is what comes from within you. And what is a trained is the personality. Like when you were 1 year old, you were not trained to touch anybody's feet, so you will not touch. But as you grew older and older, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, you were trained. So now, even if you're 30 years old, you will do that. So in North India, I have noticed that as soon as the elders come, they'll have to put the, dupattas, peripona and all that stuff. It's compulsory. And not even compulsory. They do it just like that, unknowingly kind of. Literally, they do it. So that is a trained impulse, not natural. To act in a certain manner. When this impulse comes, the mind begins to think about the situation. Okay, sometimes it thinks that it is good to act in a particular manner under the given conditions, and other times it thinks that it is wrong to act in the same manner, even in the very same circumstances. Like, how do we understand this? Now, same thing, the habit of touching the feet of elders, okay, and seeking their blessings. But sometimes you have to go and, go to a place where somebody is dead. The dead body is kept there and you're going as mourning. At that time also, all elders are around you, but you're just going to do like this to them. You're not actually going to look. If there is eye contact, you're going to just do that. Okay, I seek blessings. But in front of everybody, the dead body is there and you'll not go and do all that. Nothing you're going to do. Circumstance has changed for the impulse. You realize that, okay, this is not the situation. Afterwards, maybe you will go and touch their feet. But at that moment, when probably they're crying, you can't go and do all that, right? So then naturally you decide that, okay, same habit, but right now I can't do this. This impulse I have to control, I can't do this. So the mind will think, in which circumstance is it okay to do it? Which circumstance it is not okay to do? This is this all training actually. Even the thinking is a training, because somebody has told us that in this situation, you're not supposed to do the same thing. In this situation, you're supposed to do this. So this is all training of the mind, which is good, no problem. But remember that the mind is pretty trained. It's not you, your essence. It is a training continuously. Now, the ordinary idea of duty everywhere is that every good man follows the dictates of his conscience. Okay? Ordinary idea is that. But what is it that makes an act a duty? This is a nice sentence. What is it that makes an action or a karma or a kritya a duty? What is the borderline? Think about this. Like when I drink water in the morning, do I drink it like it's a duty? Sometimes I may, sometimes I may not. I may not be thirsty, but I feel no, I have to do this because otherwise the body will suffer. And I do it like a duty. So what is that borderline that decides which action becomes a duty? That's what he means. What is it that makes an action or an act a duty? Like if a Christian finds a piece of beef before him and does not eat it to save his own life, or will not give it to save the life of another, he should feel that he has not done his duty. He found some meat, some beef, and he's starving. And he will say, no, no, I will not eat it. Then he is not doing the duty for his body, to save the body. Suppose he is not giving another person who is hungry then also he's not doing his duty. So then, whereas a Hindu, if he dares to eat that or give it to another Hindu, he's equally sure to feel that he too has not done his duty, right? Because the Hindu's training and education makes him feel that way. It is very strange. But what are we then? What is our mind? It is just a trained program. Just think deeply. Where is our conscience? Where is our essence? Who am I truly? Inside. Okay, you do what you want outside, but check within. Who are you actually? What is your you, the essence? See, I'm not speaking you, the Atman. We understand that. Let's leave that aside. Right now, in the program itself, we all have our own personal essence. I always say Swadharma, Swadharma. The essence, that is you. That depicts you. The essence will take you to the Atman, to you, the actual you. Not your personality. Why everybody is failing to reach the self, okay, the true self, is because we are following the dictates of the personality. And we really, I'm not even just saying it, we truly feel we are the personality. We are so attuned to it that when somebody says, find your Swadharma, have been going on saying, check your essence, who are you truly from within? Whatever points you write will be about your personality. What is the difference? That you read the blog, you'll find out. The difference is that personality. Okay? Personality is training. Purely training. From the time, it is also genetics, surely. I'm not denying that. There is some genetics, but mainly it is conditioning. The training, the conditioning that happened since I was born, since the day I was born. Probably the first thing they did was they take that ring and put it in honey and put it on the tongue of the child. That is the first conditioning. Second conditioning is, see, the natural is the child can have the breast milk naturally. And then there are some children who can't and they have to be trained nowadays. So there are different things. You have to check what is you in all this paraphernalia, in all the personality. Maybe your parents taught you that you have to get up in the morning, brush, take bath, light the lamp, and then get to the kitchen or the office or whatever you do, and you're simply doing it. Now, check whether this is your essence or it is just your personality. Whether it was trained or whether it is you. Then what happened? It's going to the same device now. Okay, so everybody, you can at any point of time, whenever you wish to, check what your conscience says and what your training says. They're both different. And it doesn't matter. See, now there was some mails by Anu. She can't join today. But she had mentioned in her mail about Enneagram. That's a personality, psychologically, they find out there are 9 personalities, okay? Enneagram. And in that, there is a helper, there is a achiever, there is a challenger, there is a etc. Okay? So when you look at all the characteristics, you feel, I am that, or maybe I am that. Then you get confused because you don't know who you are. There are 9 personalities. You can all check for the fun of it, but you will find out how confused you are. Okay, you can type it in the chat box so they can check it out when they're free. It was originally just for the information. Okay, this is the thing. You'll find it on Google, and some of you may have done it also. But it is, I see, you have to go to the root of everything. The root was uh, basically designed by George Gurdjieff. Okay. He designed it like a circle, which is one. Okay, we have one. So one circle in which there was a triangle. Okay, which is technically Trinity or three gunas. I consider it as three gunas. Okay, or Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, the Trinity. Okay, in that he had made the pattern of, I think, hexoid, which is how many? 7? Okay. So then it was not 9. Later on, it was made into 9. So then developed and developed and developed, and it's a good thing to go through it, okay, the 9 personalities. But the fun is, every personality has a deep down negative, okay? It has levels, 9 levels, I think. So the 9th level is like so horrible that you can't imagine yourself to be that. And the first one is, oh, I am that. You're literally almost that. We all want to be that. So that one is the divine, and that the end part of that same personality is the devil. So it's a devil and the divine, technically, of you, your whoever you are. But we are still, whenever I read all those, I went through that, I understood that rare few will know their essence. Everybody who will say, I'm type 4, I'm type 5, I'm type 7, are only speaking about their personality. And this personality, they will struggle if they are at level 5, level 4, level 3, they want to go to level 1, but still they will not find themselves. That's the true reason. If you're at the peak, it is you. It's you. You have found yourself. But even if you reach the peak, you'll find that, oh, I'm still not feeling anything. It is because it is a personality and it is not the essence. You have to find your essence. What is you? What is the closest you can think about yourself? That's you. So don't get too enamored by it. As Rama used the word in Yoga Vashishta, don't get too trapped in it. Just do it for the fun of it. And then find out that, okay, it's still not my essence. So look for your essence, because that's the difference, okay? When it comes to this training, as he says, the Hindu's training and education makes him feel that mutton, beef, paap lagega, I will get sin if I touch that. I will die, I will starve, and I don't know, God knows what, but I will not touch that piece of meat. I would rather die and whatever. We go to that extent. What is this speaking? Training. Really, if you could survive, okay? If the life in you could survive by eating anything for a day, you should do it, because you will survive so that you can find yourself. I'm not saying eat it because, you want to spite the Hindu rules. No, keep the rules. But if you're in starvation, you're dying at that moment. If something can save you and help you to, probably reach yourself, then you should do it probably. Instead of being very high and mighty by saying, I'm a Hindu, I can't touch this, I won't smell this. No, we need to come down to basics. It is not promoting anything that you should break any rules. Keep the rules, keep the training, but understand it is a training. You, the Hindu, right now you're all Hindus, right? So you, the Hindu, has been trained not to touch or think of beef. Now imagine you born in a Christian family. You only, but you will be enjoying and relishing it. So why so much judgment? Why so much high and mighty attitude? Not required. Each one is trained to do certain things. Nobody is big and small. We cannot say that, oh, those people, they are eating meat all the time. They are all tamasic people and we are sattvic because we are Jains and we don't eat onions and we don't touch this. Doesn't make you sattvic. Doesn't make you sattvic because the very attitude is tamasic. The very attitude is tamasic. It's not only the food, it is the thought, the mind, the way you conduct yourself, what type of thoughts you cultivate, what type of mind you have will decide the rajas, tamas, and sattva. Food is a contribution to it, but definitely not only thing. Because there are so many people, so many Christians, so many other people who are eating all this, but when you look at their behavior, it is very sattvic. And we as Hindus not eating anything could be beautifully tamasic. Very, very tamasic in our thought, in our anger, in our behavior, in our day dinacharya. We don't know. They may be getting up and going to the church, and we might be not even ever seen a temple in the last 15 days. Who decides? Who is the judge? That's what I have been saying, that let us be very grounded. Let us look at them for who they are and we for who we are. My training is my duty. Their training is their duty. So it's their training, so they will do it. And there is nothing right and wrong. Nothing right and wrong. If it's their training, they are not doing it because they are crazy about it. They're doing it because they're trained to do it. If I'm crazy and lusting for a vegetarian pizza, then what is wrong in the person who is crazy about a chicken biryani? Same. What is the difference? Both are desirous, both are rajasic. To have that 2 scoops of ice cream, rajas. I am desiring to have mutton biryani, rajas. Doesn't matter what the menu is. Can you see that desire? That is rajas. So understand very systematically. Nothing is right or wrong. Swami Vivekananda himself used to eat fish and all. There is, even in the Ramakrishna mission, they have their own stuff. Everybody can have what they want. There is no restriction. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa himself used to love fish curry. So there is no restriction. It is the training which brought them where they are, and they continue that. And my training is this, so I will not follow that. I will continue my training. That's it. With deep respect for the other. We have to have deep respect for the other.